Hello everybody. Welcome back to the John Rainey studio vlog takeover while Jenna is in France. This is kind of like a part 2. The weekend has passed and I'm feeling much better since the last video posted. Just dropped Myles off at school and it's pajama day for him, not for me, but it's pajama day and he went to school. He wanted to wear his Woody from Toy Story pajamas. So cute. So while Woody is at school, I have about T-minus 4 hours here to do a little studio vlogging or whatever this is called. But before we get into the studio, I wanted to do, if you'll indulge me, I wanted to do a little quick show and tell of my record collection. I don't want to just show off my records just because I like them and I want to show them. I thought it would be fun to share some of the records that I have that are like really powerful or like important or fun memories that involve myself and Jenna. I'm just gonna squat down here, guys. The first one I wanted to share with you is this one. This is Feist, The Reminder. The reason that I chose this one for a Jenna memory is because when we were just like friends at school, but we kind of liked each other, I remember we would be in the library at school and we'd be like studying together in like one of those like little study booths, and Feist was like a big soundtrack for me. I'd be like in this booth with Jenna and like 30 books listening to probably Feist. Next one, Iron and Wine, The Shepherd's Dog. Iron and Wine's great, obviously. Oh, also like I listen to a very wide range of genres, but a lot of today's selections are going to be folky because back in like me and Jenna's earlier days, it was like very, very folky days. So anyways, this Iron and Wine one, we saw Iron and Wine play. Actually, just Sam Beam, he's the guy, saw him play at Wheaton College, and we had a pretty magical night. We were at this concert and yeah, very, very fun memories with that one. Bon Iver's self-titled album. The reason I chose this one for a little Jenna memory times is like literally any time that I put this album on or listen to like the songs from this album, it just like takes me immediately back to Chicago. Me and Jenna lived in Chicago for about 7 or 8 years, however long we lived there. And that's where we met. And that particular, actually I have a fun story. That is one of the few albums that I got on the day that it came out. Literally, I got off of work. I biked across Chicago to my local record store. I was racing a thunderstorm. I got it. On the way home, it was like starting to rain. I get home, and actually Jenna was working at her pizza place job, because obviously you live in Chicago, so you work at a pizza place. And while she was working at the pizza place, I put that album on, and it was storming outside, and I was just listening to it, and it was magic. If you have listened to the album, then you know how magical that experience would be. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it immediately. But that album like just floods me back to like Chicago days with Jenna. This next one is Freelance Whales, Weather Vanes. I am a sucker for really good album artwork. In my opinion, this is not that. I really don't like this album artwork. I really don't like it actually. But the music, it's really, really fun. And the reason I chose that one is because we listened to that a lot. We listened to that album a lot when we were like engaged and like very first married. And when we got married, we did a road trip up the coast of California, and like we spent time in like Big Sur, went to San Francisco, we went to Tahoe. We did like all these different stops on this road trip up the coast of California and then all the way back to Chicago. And for a big chunk of that drive, we listened to that album. That's like that era. Like if I put that album on, like that's what I think of. Okay, last one. So this one is Yellow Days. Is Everything Okay in Your World is what the album's called. His music is so sick. I love it so much. But the reason I chose this one for a Jenna memory is because we were in Australia on a Jenna's book tour. When her book came out, we went to Australia, and then we went to Bali, and we went to Singapore. And that album, I think we were in Melbourne, and but the particular memory was we walked to a coffee shop, and it was raining, and we were in the coffee shop just drinking a flat white, because that's what Australians drink. If you're Australian, please comment below if I'm correct with that, because I'm not totally positive, but I think so. And anyways, we were in this coffee shop in Melbourne in the rain, and they were playing that album top to bottom. And it's so sick, but it was such a vibe. We're sitting there drinking coffee, and I'm like, whoa. Like I was just in a movie. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share. That about does it for the show and tell time. So thank you again for indulging me with show and tell. I'm gonna make a coffee, and then I'm gonna go to the studio, get a little bit of work done before I pick Myles up, Sheriff Woody, from school. Guys, we're back in the studio. Here we are. Hi. Jenna is still gone in France, and here we are. Maybe I'll start this thing off with some updates. First of all, I want to say, airplane. Me and Jenna have a magical power that whenever we sit down to record, there's magically just thousands of planes in the sky. Oh, car alarm just went off. We have this magical power that whenever we sit down to record, the planes are flying, the landscapers are landscaping, the car alarms are alarming. It's truly, we're magical creatures that we attract all of the loud noises when we hit record. Okay, sorry. I digress. Yeah, so Jenna's still in France, and I'm still here, and Myles is at school. This weekend, updates. Dude, I'm so ADD right now, just. Okay, this weekend updates. What did we do this weekend? You know, if you watched last week's vlog, you knew that I was like sick. Well, since then, I've felt a lot better. This weekend, me and Myles, we you know, it was like recovery weekend / let's start to have fun weekend. We ramped, like we got on the car and we like, you know, we were going down the ramps. We raced some cars inside. We built this, sometimes we build this like, you know, like little car ramp for his cars from the movie Cars. But this weekend I wanted to take it up a notch. And so I got like a 2x4 from like our backyard, and I built some like cardboard side rails to make like a bigger, more extreme car ramp. It was pretty fun. It was pretty cool. What else we do? Oh, I mean, like we got smoothies, we got grilled cheeses, you know, on Sunday morning, good little church boys. We went to parks, we played. I mean, I don't know, it was a good weekend. And now here I am in the studio, and this is the funny thing about this week. So last week's video, I had work to do. I had like the Patreon cloud tutorial to finish. I had to do the thumbnail and post and blah, 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 blah. And then I was doing the studio vlog as well that I filmed of myself. But like I had like legitimate Jenna Rainey work to do. Like sitting down, or I was like thinking about like what to do for this studio vlog. And I was like, oh, I'm up to date. I'm up to speed. All the Patreon watercolor tutorials, they're posted for the month. They're up. And like, I don't have any Jenna Rainey footage to film. You know what I mean? So I was like, but what am I gonna do for this? So this one I'm calling like the Inception vlog, the video within the video, because I am gonna show like some B-roll, some like cool vibey B-roll of me working. Like, oh, look at him work. Oh, look at that cool shot. This is so fun to watch and entertaining. But it's going to be like, I've already uploaded some of the B-roll I've gotten for this studio vlog. I've already uploaded it. So like, when you see the B-roll of me editing, it's going to be me editing the video for this week's video, for this studio vlog. So that's weird. Okay, so I was looking at some of the comments from the video that I posted last week, and there were a handful of people that were interested in the behind the scenes editing type of stuff. And so I'll show you my process. So I did a video that talks about my gear that I use and like editing and like the whole process video. And so I'll link that in the description of this video. So you can see what cameras I'm using, what mic I use, what audio recorder I use. So anyways, I'll link that video below. But for the sake of this video, I'll tell you like I record audio separately. Like you don't like really use like the mic from your camera. You know, it's not going to be like high quality audio. So I record on this like separate audio recorder on like a SD card. And then I upload it onto the computer. So I'll edit that audio to sound really nice and good. And then I'll bring it into, you know, my Premiere, my video editing thing. And then what I do is I'll take the really, really nice high quality audio and synchronize it with the audio from the camera. So I'll show you all that in a second here. Let me show you a little bit of the editing, the audio portion of what I do. This is the audio file from, you know, the separate audio recorder. I'll open it into Adobe Audition, and then this is the audio. So what I do is I have like a preset of things, of like effects to put over this to make it sound extra good. There's different things that like help amplify the audio. And then there's this that's like dynamics. This is the parametric equalizer. I don't know what all this stuff means, you know? I don't know. But anyways, it just has like different like filters that like make it really clean. So set that a little bit. There's a couple other things like this is denoise. It just kind of helps take away some of the clutter. It's at 15%. And then de-reverb. If you're in a big room and you don't have like things to dampen noise, the de-reverb is a game changer. If you go too far, you can really mess up the vocals, but putting on like a good 15-20% I've found is like really good. And this is like mega Inception vlog vibe because like this is literally what I just recorded. So then when I get all of that stuff where I want it, then you like apply the effects to the audio. And then when all that's done, then I save it and then I drop it into Adobe Premiere. That was Adobe Audition. This is Adobe Premiere where I edit this. So these are the two cameras, right? So like this is one camera that I filmed. This is the other camera that I filmed. And then this bar and this bar, these are the audios from the cameras. And that's just like crappy audio. But what I do is I take this green, this is like the good high quality one I just edited. Then I'll like highlight them all, and I'll go to synchronize, and then you synchronize the audio, hit OK. And what that's doing is now both of the cameras' audios are synced together, and now I'm taking the good audio and syncing it together. Now they're synced, and I'm going to remove the crappy audio. And then check this out. And now I have we miss Mama. Now I have really good audio on top of my video. Here, let me do this. Hey guys. I've never done this before. I don't know how this is gonna sound at all. So anyways, that's how I do the audio. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. I think it's mostly the right way to do it because I've learned from like the professionals of YouTube. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the right way, but that's how I do it. I hope that was somewhat interesting. Now I'm going to edit the video, and I guess I will show you how to do that as well. So now if you're wondering how I edit the video, here, I'll show you here because I haven't edited this one yet. Inception video, this is what I just filmed. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so this is unedited video. And with the cameras that I use, these Blackmagic cameras, you don't have a ton of saturation. So pretty much right off the bat, like I want to make sure the exposure is nice and well lit. It was really dark in my living room when I did this. And then I'll bump up the saturation like quite a bit. Now this is gonna seem extreme. That was like such an extreme jump, but like I usually bump the saturation to 130. This to me, it seems, again, I'm not saying this is the right way to do it. This is just how I do it. It seems a little hot to me. So like, here's the temperature. Like I'm going to bring the temperature down like a little bit. It seems a little dark. I'm going to bump the shadows up a little bit. I'm like so not technical, obviously. And then, so anyways, this is just what I do. I just mess with this until it looks how I want it to look. Like this looks like pretty suitable to me. I'm probably going to tinker around with it a little bit, but that's generally what I do. And so it's just mainly getting the right exposure, getting the right color, getting the right temperature, and all that kind of fun stuff. So how's this for an abrupt transition? The previous day that I was working, I didn't get enough done, and which is okay, unfortunate, but okay. I didn't update with the Myles countdown when I needed to pick him up, and then blah blah blah. So here we are, a new day, and so just a little quick update, and then I got to get to work here. Because ironically, the longer that I talk here, the longer I have to work here because Inception vlog. Yesterday, me and Myles had such a fun day. We went to the railroad park that I think I mentioned in the previous vlog. And we saw like tons of animals, like peacocks and like horsies. We rode the train, we went around the pond, we played in a park. We went to a zoo. Myles really wanted to see some animals. He really wanted to see some owls and bears. Not sure how we all feel about zoos. I personally have a little bit of mixed feelings. I love animals and I love seeing animals that I wouldn't normally see. It's also a little sad, to see them cooped up. I'm sure some of them maybe were injured and are now healthy and rehabilitated. I don't know the stories. And some of it is a little bit sad for me, if I'm gonna be totally honest. But I probably wouldn't have taken him to the zoo if he didn't wanna go, but I didn't want to deprive him of that. So we did a lot of fun things. Wow, we did a lot of fun things yesterday. I had quite a bit to get done yesterday, so I put Myles down for a nap. Does anyone out there have a 3-year-old or a 2 or 1 or what? And you put him down for a nap, And when you have tons of stuff to do, the nap is 20 minutes. But then there's days that you put them down and then you're like, oh, I'm pretty free right now. Like I'm just kind of chilling. And it's just a 3-hour nap. I don't know how Myles knows. It's like he knows, but yesterday I had a lot to do. So in his mind, he's like, Dad has a lot to do. Wake up immediately. And that's what happened. I put him down for a nap. Came in here to get a little work done, had my little monitor on, and then like just shy of 30 minutes later, he's like, Dad, and I'm like, okay, no more work is gonna be done today. So I got him, and then he fell asleep on me on the couch for an hour and a half, and I'm laying there with my eyes open, like I got so much. Before I get back to editing, that's kind of, look at, there's your little update. That's like what's been going on. Myles is at school now, T-minus. I got like 3 hours. Before I get this, I did want to just say I hopped on the other video and checked out some comments and just wanted to address some of the questions or some of the interests, from the other. I took notes. So I just wanted to answer some quick questions that some of y'all had. A couple people mentioned they were interested in knowing like my background in terms of like this stuff, like filming and editing, stuff like that. I have no background in this. I've been doing it for 3 years with Jenna, completely self-taught. YouTube is an amazing place. Like you guys, a lot of you are probably here because you wanted to learn watercolor from Jenna, and now you're listening to me talk about random stuff. It's just YouTube taught. It's just self-taught. I do have a couple really good friends that helped me with some either like some complicated, like export settings that I needed to know or something random like that, or like gear. I had some friends help me like point me in the right direction for like cameras and lenses and things like that. I'm my harshest critic by a mile. I think like there's always room for improvement. And every time that I set the lights up and I turn these cameras on, I'm just trying to get better every single time that I sit down and do this. And then there's sometimes that I take the memory card from the camera and I plug it into the computer and I'm bummed. And Jenna can tell you, like there's sometimes where I'm so irked, I'm so bummed about like what we had, not because of what Jenna did, obviously. Like she like nails it. But then there's sometimes like I put it in Premiere and I'm just like so bummed. But anyways, I'm just trying to get better every time we sit down and do it, Another thing, really quick, some people asked, in the other video, there was a little section there where I was wearing these glasses and some people commented, and I think probably the majority of you realize that these are like blue light blocker type lenses that kind of just like help protect your eyes from like screens and things like that. And that's exactly what they are. They're just like, that's what these are too. These are just blue light blocking glasses. My eyes just get really agitated when I look at screens. I don't need to go like super, super in depth with it, but I do have eye problems. My left eye, I have this thing called epiretinal membrane, and it's really super uncool that I have it. It's a bummer. It's a huge bummer. Apparently it's like somewhat common, like the older you get, like if you're like maybe like mid 60s and above, apparently it's like somewhat common. I've seen 3 eye doctors about it, and all 3 are like, yeah, you're by far the youngest patient I've ever seen with this. So I'm like, cool. Basically what it is like there's like a membrane buildup in my retina or like my eye. It basically just causes me to like see double. Like I have like double vision, and it's not a superpower. It's really annoying. The best way I can describe the sensation is that, like if you put your finger in like right here and you see 2 fingers, but you're just holding up 1 finger, that's more or less like what I see. It's not necessarily that extreme with every single object. The smaller the object and like the brighter the object, it's very, very difficult for my eyes to focus. If I look into the night sky and I look at the moon, definitely gonna see 2 moons. I'm trying to do everything possible to like restore my vision and help my vision and make sure my vision doesn't get worse. And so the doctors that I went to, they don't necessarily say that like it's not caused by blue light. So I don't want anyone to freak out. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm looking at screens too much. None of them said that it's caused by blue light. And a couple of the guys actually said there's just not even enough research to say that it'll make it worse. My own personal experience, when I'm on a computer too long, or especially at night, it's agitated. It like my eyes, like the more tired I am and the more I look at screens, the more agitated it gets. So anyways, I wear these to help out, to make sure that I'm not, agitating it anymore. Last thing, and then I'm gonna get to it. Someone asked about these pegboards and how me and Jenna hung them. Yours truly hung them. Super simple. I don't know, Jenna bought them. I don't know where she got them, so I couldn't tell you. But it was super simple, and I'm the least handy guy of all time. I wish that like I was more skilled with like a hammer and drill. That's not me. I can do this though. I just literally in the top corners here, and here, did a little pencil mark, anchor, screw, boom, boom, done. And with that, I am going to continue working on this Inception vlog. Little work pause because I gotta show you something. Myles does this thing when he's really excited. He does this like happy hands. When he's super excited, his hands are uncontrollable, and I just have to show you because it's adorable. Okay, so he drops this car and just watch his hands. I got it a little bit. See those hands? Oh, and also Sheriff Woody, obviously. Okay, friends, well, I hope that was an enjoyable part 2 vlog for everyone. If you are missing Jenna like I'm missing Jenna and Myles is missing Jenna, then I have great news for you. Next week, it will be a Jenna, we're gonna be back to regularly scheduled programming. If you enjoyed listening to me jibber jabber and talk a little bit about this process and a little bit about just kind of life in the Rainey house with Myles and stuff like that, then that's cool. And maybe I'll come back for some guest appearances. If you would like that, you can leave that comment below. Or you could also say, hey, guy, it's been cool, but I'm here for Jenna. Get your own channel. You can comment that too. And I'll probably be shattered a little bit on the inside, but that's okay because you are you're here on the Jenna Rainey channel, and you're here for Jenna, and that is something that I understand. Yeah, so anyways, thanks for watching. I hope that you have yourself a lovely day, and I will see you when I see you.